When is forgetting normal and when is it not? Here are 4 examples. First, not remembering where you parked because you didn't pay attention is normal and different than what happens with Alzheimer's. If you have Alzheimer's, let's say you park in a mall garage and shop for an hour. When you return to the parking garage, you're not wondering if you parked on level 3 or level 4. You're thinking, I don't remember how I got here. Or you're standing in front of your car, but you don't recognize it as yours. Second, having a word stuck on the tip of your tongue, that, oh, what's his name phenomenon called blocking, is normal and does not mean you have Alzheimer's. This is one of the most common experiences of memory retrieval failure. You're trying to come up with a word, most often a proper noun, a person's name or a movie title. You know this word, but you cannot for the life of you retrieve it on demand. This happens when there is only partial or weak activation of the neurons that link up to the word you're looking for. And proper nouns are particularly tricky to reach. Think of proper nouns as living in neurological cul-de-sacs. Ultimately, there is only one road in that leads to the address you're looking for. Unlike common nouns, which live on Main Street with hundreds of ways to get to them. Because proper nouns are so tough to activate, they often get stuck on the tip of our tongue. We experience tip of the tongues more often as we age, but again, this is normal and has to do with slower processing speeds as we get older. It's perfectly okay to use Google to find your tip of the tongue words. This won't make your memory for these words worse or give you digital amnesia. For example, looking up the name of the actor who played Phoebe Buffay on Friends does not weaken my memory's ability whatsoever. Likewise, suffering through the mental pain and insisting on coming up with her name on my own doesn't make my memory stronger. In fact, relieving my brain from the fruitless task of perseverating in the wrong neural neighborhood can now free up my brain to think about and engage in other cognitive experiences. But failure to retrieve words is also an early sign of Alzheimer's. So how can you know if you're experiencing an ordinary tip of the tongue moment or a symptom of dementia? If it's Alzheimer's, you're blocking on dozens of words a day. And instead of blocking primarily on proper nouns, people with Alzheimer's will additionally and regularly forget common nouns: pen, spoon, bicycle. When this kind of tip of the tongue happens all day long, this is not just an uncomfortable moment. This is disruptive, profound memory loss. The third example of normal forgetting has to do with all of our things that go missing. Losing track of where you left your keys is normal and probably as a result of not paying attention. Losing your keys and then finding them in a place keys never go, like the refrigerator or microwave, or finding them and wondering who they belong to or what they're used for is not normal and might be a sign of Alzheimer's. And for the fourth example of normal versus troublesome forgetting, let's talk again about muscle memory. Muscle memory is remarkably stable over time. We remember how to do what we've learned to do. If you go to make a cup of coffee and don't remember how to work the coffee maker, or if you're doing laundry but can't remember how to use the washing machine, if you're stumped by tasks you've long known how to and regularly do, this might be a sign of Alzheimer's. Forgetting that isn't normal doesn't have to be due to Alzheimer's. It could be due to mild cognitive impairment, which doesn't always progress to Alzheimer's, a B12 deficiency, or poor sleep hygiene, to name a few. Just as you do with your heart health and reproductive parts, I encourage you to be in conversation with your doctor about your memory and realize that you have a lot of agency over your brain health.